Hey everyone! This class has been so great and I really appreciate it. It's been one of the more practical classes that has been really helpful for me at Moody, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to take it with all of you. And so I just wanted to say a few things that were really helpful for me and that I'm going to be implementing in my life in this coming season. First of all, the SMART goals that we talked about were really, really helpful. I've always tried to make goals for myself, especially ones that are really practical, but this has given me a format to actually make sure that they are good goals that have an end goal to them and a process and that are attainable. I tend to make goals that are really big and probably not easy to attain, and maybe I won't ever reach them. And so it's been good to learn how to make small goals in order to move toward my bigger goals. I was really excited to see that we were using the book Multipliers in this class. Last August, I went to the Willow Creek Global Leadership Summit, which is amazing. If you ever have a chance to go to their satellite campuses, or even the one in Chicago, as most of you guys are in Chicago, it's an amazing experience, and there's so much leadership stuff packed into 2 days that it takes me a week to recover from it and to really let everything sink in. But Liz Wiseman, who wrote the book, actually was there and spoke about her book, and hearing her speak about it made me want to read it, made me want to pursue more of what that meant. But I didn't buy the book. I bought a few other books, but just with school and with all the reading that we have to do typically, it just wasn't going to be a practical book for me to read right at that time. But then when I saw that this class was featuring that book, I was just so excited because the principles in it were just so important and have been so helpful for me to learn about. I've learned so much about being a multiplier and not a diminisher, and I've also learned that I work for a diminisher and that that's really difficult, and that's probably the thing that makes my job the most difficult, is because I'm really unhappy and a lot of people who I work with are really unhappy, and that's really unfortunate. And I think we all knew what the reason was, but it's good to be able to put it into words and to be able to kind of pinpoint the reasons why things are kind of unhealthy in the place that I work. But it's also helpful to know that those are characteristics of a diminisher, and how I can be different, how I can push myself to do things differently, and to be a multiplier rather than a diminisher. As I said in the last discussion board, that I tend toward micromanagement, and I tend toward answering all the questions and being kind of that know-it-all person. And I don't want my life to be diminishing to others. I want to build people up. I want to multiply people. And so this book and this class have been really helpful in learning how to do that. And going forward in life, I'm really excited to start putting that into practice and start really using that in my life and multiplying the people around me, because that's just really great. Another thing that really helped me was exploring different leadership resources, how we talked about different leadership books and podcasts and websites, and reading everybody else's lists and doing my own research has been really helpful, even in trying to find those resources, because sometimes that can be really difficult. And so it first of all made it easier for me to start a conversation with a leader that I know and who's one of my mentors, and I could start talking to him about what leadership resources he suggests and what he uses. And I've already read some of those books, which is good news, and I'm looking forward to reading more in the future, just to continue to become a better leader and to keep opening up those resources and keep growing myself and keep learning about what it means to be a great leader. My future in ministry is changing really drastically. For the last 3 years, I have been an associate youth pastor at a mega church in California, and the Lord has really been calling me to do something different, and that's been really scary, but today, actually, I accepted a position, just a part-time thing that's not actually in a church, but I've been called to leave the church that I've been at since 6th grade, and that's really scary and just really different. But I'm really looking forward to this next season because the Lord is calling me into mission work and into just other parts of the world to go and evangelize and help people. And I'm looking forward to using all of this in a brand new aspect of my life because it can be really difficult to change what you've already been doing in a current position. But in this new season, everything's going to be different. I'm going to be attending a new church and meeting new people and possibly volunteering depending on what God kind of calls me to do. But just going forward, I'm really looking forward to putting this stuff into practice and making goals because everything in my life is changing. I'm getting married soon, and I found a new job, and just first of all, seeing that I did in fact reach some of my SMART goals. One of my goals on my chart was to find a new job, and I did that. And I've started premarital counseling, which was another thing on my chart. And just to see myself putting those goals into practice and actually attaining them has been really great. And I'm just looking forward to putting all these things that I've learned into practice. But also, we read a chapter in the book. I forget exactly which one it was, but it talked about how there was a leader who pushed his people. He used to be in one position, and then he got promoted, and he was in charge of that team now that he used to lead. He used to be the team leader, but now he was the supervisor of the team. And they had questions for him, and the team was trying to come up with a solution for a problem that they had. And he knew the answer, and he knew what he could tell them because he had been doing it for years and years. But basically, he watched them and helped them by sitting back and by letting the new team leader lead the team, letting them do their job. And then when they got stuck, he stepped in and he gave them a new way to look at things, and he was training them and showing them where to go. But then he would step back again and hand the marker back to the team leader. And though I'm leaving my church and though I'm resigning from my position, there's parts of my job that I have been really excellent at. The Lord has gifted me with really good organizational skills, and I've completely planned from A to Z 3 mission trips for the youth group, which are the only mission trips that our church does, and I've done everything for them. And I've also planned some major events, the biggest events that our church has ever held, ever in the history of our church. We did a couple dinners for about 900 people, and that was complete with a comedy night and everything. And I put that entire thing together also. And I feel like I'm being given an opportunity to be a multiplier, because even though I'm not going to be a part of the church anymore, and even though I'm not going to be part of the staff anymore, the youth does have a mission trip coming up, and they have a new youth pastor, and they're going to have a new associate youth pastor, and so it's just all new. Though I know these people, it's new, and I want to tell them that I want to help them, that if they need help planning this mission trip, planning the big fundraisers, planning whatever it is, I want to guide them, I want to show them how to do it, but then hand it over to them and have them be the ones to do that. And in that way, I'll be functioning as a multiplier for those people, because it's something that I know how to do. I can do it backwards and forwards. I could probably plan a mission trip in my sleep. It's been crazy, because that's a crazy thing to do, but really good. And though I'm moving on, and then the Lord is moving me and stretching me in a different way, and is going to put me under new leadership that are hopefully multipliers, I'll be able to extend a hand to the people, the new people coming in, the new team who hasn't planned a mission trip before, hasn't been able to do any of those things, but are in a position to learn and who want to learn. I've already had 2 of the associates come to me and ask me to train them in mission trips, and that's when they thought I was the one planning it, and that they were just going to watch me plan it. But the Lord had different plans, and the Lord decided that they're going to plan it, and that I'll stand back and I'll help them, and I will be there as a resource for them whenever they need me. And so I'm really thankful for this class because it's really pushed me to that level. If it wasn't for this, I probably would have just left and hoped that they figured it out. But this has taught me that I can still be involved without running it. I can still be involved. I can still guide them. I can show them how to do it. But then really leave it up to them because it's their team, it's their trip. And this has also taught me that I can do that with other things. It's not just this mission trip. But this is the launching pad for that. I'm looking forward to actually reading the book again because when I read books this quickly, it doesn't all soak in quite as much as I would hope. And so I'm going to read it again pretty soon. And I'm just looking forward to this next season and putting everything that I've learned into practice, especially the SMART goals, like I said at the beginning. I have been praying for this class, and I wish you guys all the best of luck in this next season, and maybe we'll see each other. I'm coming to Chicago for graduation, so maybe I'll actually meet some of you guys in person. It's been great to be in class with you. Thanks.